Hey, fellow poker players! It's time for Sunday football and another tip from me, Ted Hickman, at MrBadBeat.com. Woo! Who let the dogs out on that one? All right, a reader writes in, Ted, is it true that you do not like to multi-table online? Why, yes, reader. I adamantly disagree with multiple tables online, and I will give you 3 reasons why. But I remember a time at a previous job where I was going through something called agile training. And the teacher at the time, his name was Steve, stood at the front of the class and he said, from now on at work, you are to do your task, finish it, and then go on to the next task. This was the agile way. I raised my hand and said, why would I do that when I multitask all day long? He said, you don't multitask all day long. And a debate ensued. And for those of you who know me, know that I love to debate. In fact, I love to debate so much that I really love cheesecake. And if someone put a gun to my head and said, you can have this piece of cheesecake or you can debate, I would salivate at the cheesecake and then I would choose to debate. So Steve said, there's no such thing as multitasking. And I can prove it to you. And I'm a man of passion, as many of you know, and I'm passionate about what I believe in until I am proven wrong. So I said, let's go. He pointed to a whiteboard and handed me a marker. He said, draw 4 columns and write the alphabet in each of these columns. So I started A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and on and on and on. And he said, do it as fast as you can. And he timed me. I did it very quickly. And then he said, now, do the same thing writing the letter of the alphabet and the number associated with its position in the alphabet. A1, B2, C3, D4. I was like, easy. And I wrote it as fast as I could. And he timed me. And it was 3 times slower than just writing the alphabet. Well, I said, that's just because I had to think about it and whatever. And I challenged him on many fronts, but I could not for the life of me get it done faster than the first one. And he said, that's because multitasking is actually context switching. And context switching is always inefficient. There's always a loss of time, energy, and attention. And that is the first reason why I don't multi-table. I prefer to focus on one table at one time, take copious notes, and dominate. The second reason is because of tilt. Now, I don't tilt as much as I used to. In fact, I'm able to control tilt pretty well with some exercises I'll show you in another video, maybe or maybe not. And I ultimately end up only having slight variations in my emotions. However, I am human, believe it or not, and even I can't control those variations. If I'm playing 6, 8, or 12 tables, that variation is going to come across multiplied. Now, that might mean that I lose value or I overvalue a hand based on how I'm tilting. Again, see my video on tilting to further understand what exactly tilt is. And number 3, it's not my kind of poker. That might be what some people call poker, but I don't call that poker. I call it math. I call it probabilities, getting in with a slight edge across 8 or 9 tables. I play poker. I play exploitative poker. I find exploits in players who are making mistakes and I exploit them to make a profit. And if that's who you are, then you're in the right place because that's what I teach. And my friends who are moving from online to live should know that you should take copious notes playing online instead of using a heads-up display. Because in case unless you're going to carry a television around, you're not going to have stats on every player you sit down with. Not to mention, more and more online sites are moving to anonymous-based poker, which won't let you track them by their stats anyway. So learn to identify them, take notes, which in an article I recently read says that you are more likely to use the information that you write down, 10 times more likely, and then you'll be ready to do that in live, and the transition will be easier. So to recap, there are 3 reasons that I do not multi-table. Number 1, context switching is inefficient. Number 2, microchasms of tilt are multiplied. And number 3, it's not my kind of poker. And probably the most important reason to me. Now go back to your Sunday, watch some kickoffs and some touchdowns, and like, comment, and share below. I'm Ted Hickman from MrBadBeat.com.